morning again. It's 6:30. On day 2 of the Vintage Collective Flea, except there was only ever day 1. I'm probably way more tired than I was yesterday. I went to bed at like 10. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna get a cold shower and hopefully not look deceased. I know I look like I was crying or whatever. That's just my soul from being awake at this early. Yeah. I gotta go get ready. Bro, even the pancakes look worse today. This is just a more difficult rendition of yesterday, I'm gonna be No, we're just professionals. We just leave our Goodwill receipts sitting out for everybody to see. You know the game, probably, maybe not. I don't know. Setup, we got like an even fatter $5 section. Still doing 10 on the racks. We're kind of just like throwing stuff out here. We've got our reserves here. We got extra hangers there. We brought a football in case that comes up. Here's how the table's looking so far. I mean, so far so good. Just talking to people as they come through, getting to meet some people that go to school, do vintage in the area and stuff like that. I'm gonna probably go walk around with my phone and get some footage of like the whole event before everybody gets bought out. Oh, got some stuff hanging in the tree too, some jackets just for a little aesthetic there. Yeah, that's about it. Just hanging out. We're chilling. People are just coming through, and this is a really sick event, honestly. Here's what the setup's looking like. I literally am keeping my booth like I keep my room. It's you know, let's just say it looks a little less professional than what everybody else has going, but it's cool. We're chilling. I didn't do a breakdown of the like actual sections that we did, so this is like towards the end of the day. But we did a hat section, $5 here. I did my bangers over here. I sold one of them. I sold the Rolling Stones. I was hyped about. This is what I brought out. I just kind of did this to like have some cool stuff if anybody really wanted to pick it up. And then we did a couple of racks here, $10 a piece. All $5 on all stuff on the floor. Yeah, $10. Basically, if I had to pay for a hanger to go on a rack, it was $10. If it's on the floor, $5. And then this stuff, just a bunch of random pricing, whatever I came up with off the top of my head. And we probably got like less than an hour to go, but here's what we're still left with. But sold a ton, so it's been hype. About to go over and see if I can trade for this guy. It's an old Brooks & Dunn Made in USA hat. Maybe get like, I don't know, $30 trade value. We'll see. Traded the Brooks & Dunn hat, got this nice, you can't really tell on the video, but it's got a solid fade. Oh, you can tell because you can't even freaking, hold on, camera problem. You can tell because you can't freaking read the back how nice the fade is. So yeah, solid pickup. Clean up right now. This is kind of the aftermath. And I'm looking at this, nobody bought this Adidas freaking neighborhood shirt. I've had this on the website. I've had this up for $10. I have tried to sell this thing everywhere. Just zero people want this thing. I'm packed up, and that's a wrap. Inglorious part of the day, all the stuff we didn't sell, we're about to go throw in the storage unit for the summer. So this is also the less than fun part of it, but we pretty much cleared like a bin each out of our car. Probably more, honestly, because we sucked at repacking the cars, but we sold a ton of volume today, but rest is going in there. All right, I am back to my apartment, got some groceries, about to go to bed at like 10:30, and yeah, that is a wrap on my run at the Vintage Collective Flea. Tomorrow I'll make like an add-on to this video and talk about things I would have done, should have done better, things I do differently, advice and all that if you are looking to set up at any kind of vintage or sneaker event or anything like that. So for tonight, that's it. It's Tuesday. I am moving out of my apartment. This is the last time you're going to see me chilling in front of the shirt wall. But I want to do a recap of on Sunday the things that I could have done better, and just tips, tricks, advice, stuff like that. If you ever decide to, throw your hat out there, get yourself a booth at a vintage or sneaker event or anything like that, so you kind of have a baseline of what you're doing. First off, things I did right, and just about the only thing I think I did right was pricing. Basically, the thing I had going for me is that I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to get rid of, and I was moving this week. And so my friend Josh and I were just like, we're selling this for dirt. As you saw earlier in the video, we had the couple of $10 racks, mostly just the $5 frickin' mountain on the ground, and then I kept my bangers up by me just because I knew I was going to be disorganized, and I figured, honestly, if someone wanted to, it was going to be stupid easy to steal, like, any of the stuff out there, because just, it's hard to keep track of stuff. Like, you're checking people out, you're trying to, like, say hi to people that are walking up to your booth and everything. So for my first time, I definitely just wanted to, like, keep the stuff that I actually cared about if it got swiped close by me, and then the rest of the stuff was just out there, $5-10. The pricing effectively was the main reason that we were successful at this thing. The second thing, I cannot emphasize this enough, customer service, man. Something that we didn't do, we didn't have any signs, so a lot of people were like starting to walk past our booth, and what I would do so that way people would come over to our booth is I would wave at them and say hi or whatever, and they'd look at me and I'd say, oh, since you're looking, these are the $10 racks, and we're doing $5 for everything on the ground and then $5 on the hats on the table. Let me know if you have any questions. At that point, people that were gonna just straight up walk past my booth were like over there looking at stuff, and we had everything priced for so cheap. Somebody was gonna find something for $5 that they wanted to buy. That was another thing that made us super, super successful the other day. And then kind of in that same note, sorry, I think I'm starting to get a little sick or something. I'm just worn out from moving the past couple of days. But on that same vein is some people want to be talked to when they're shopping and some people don't. So I would kind of feel it out. Like, I would just come up with something to say. I would be like, hey man, I like those pants. And if the guy was like, oh, thank you, I'd be like, yeah, for sure. And then just like let him go. Being on your phone's not necessarily bad if it's like awkward where like you're standing there, they're looking, you don't want to be like just staring them down. So I would go on my phone a little bit sometimes just like to break the tension or like look around or whatever. But on the same like starting conversation with people, if I was like, hey man, I like those pants, it's like, oh, I appreciate it, like my friend is into like customizing pants or whatever, that's how I got these. Like, that's somebody that clearly like wants to talk to, so keep the conversation rolling. And just the more connections you can make with people in general, not on any like fake business like networking thing, but just like genuinely trying to make a connection with people. People follow you on Instagram, people are like more inclined to support you. Just being nice, I guess, is the general tip. Nice, friendly, that kind of thing. Another good tip is if you are planning, sorry, if you're planning on individually pricing everything that you have, that's cool. Then you got your prices like written out, and then you can kind of like ballpark in your head what your bottom line would be, because people are going to ask you for offers, discounts, that kind of thing. And be ready. Don't take it as an insult or anything. Be ready to cut people some deals if you can do it and they're asking for it, because honestly, it's in your best interest to move stuff. As at one of these things, if you can do high volume, and it's in their best interest, obviously, because they get to save a little bit of money. They'll appreciate you a little bit more for it. But if you're going to individually label your stuff, that's great. You've got that as a baseline. If not, just like have it in your mind how low you're willing to go. Like, if people were buying, like, usually if anybody would buy over 5 things, I would like give them one for free or something like that. On my bangers, I was willing to negotiate like $10-20 a little bit. Just be ready to negotiate. Don't be uncomfortable with it. If somebody says like, oh, can you do XYZ price, be like, oh no, I'm sorry, like I gotta stick it to ABC price, whatever. Don't like feel uncomfortable talking about money, prices, or whatever, things like that. I think people get tripped up on that a little bit. I don't take it as an insult at all if somebody wants to like ask me for a price or whatever. That's just how this goes. Kind of rapid fire things I should have had. Cards would have been sick. Signs explaining my pricing system would have been sick. A sign with my logo would have been sick. What else? Oh, the like $10 racks at Target, yeah, they keep falling down. You're definitely gonna want more racks. Sturdier racks preferably. If you can pay more than $10, do it. If not, the $10 ones did the job, honestly. Hangers, make sure you get enough hangers. They're like $1 for 7 at the Dollar Tree. Don't show up without enough hangers, because that was I had to send my friend Josh to go get some. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, one thing I did do right as well, getting a Square credit card reader. They're like $10 at Staples. I would recommend that. I didn't do that many credit card sales. Most people pulling up to something like this know that it's usually like a cash Venmo situation. Have Venmo, Cash App, all those set up if you don't already. Those are huge. People like paying with Venmo. But get a credit card reader for in case anybody doesn't have cash. You would hate to miss like some kind of a sale just because somebody only brought their credit card, and it's $10. So if you sell one thing, you break even. You'll have it for other events. It's worthwhile. And then, especially on your first time, I think I could do it on my own now. Like when I go back home, I'm probably gonna do them by myself. But bring a friend for the first time. It helps, like moving stuff, organizing stuff. Like if multiple people are coming up, just like greeting everybody, explaining your pricing if you're doing it off the top of your head, like I did. Definitely recommend bringing a friend. My friend Josh and I just basically threw all our stuff like mixed together, and then when someone brought something up, we'd be like, oh, just hey, can we take a look at that, whatever, and then I would know if it was mine, he would know if it was his. If you were worried you can't remember, you could like write some Sharpie on the hanger or whatever. We just kind of knew off the top of our heads. Yeah, that would be, I think that's everything that I have. It was like I said the other day, it was a fantastic event. I couldn't believe how many people pulled through. People were really excited about our booth in particular. Oh, this is another piece of advice, actually. So, the vintage place I was going to, a lot of the guys, no, not a lot of the guys, every single person that was there had better quality stuff than we did. Like, bar none. We brought our low quality stuff. We were trying to move, we were trying to get rid of stuff. And the people that were showing up to set up booths, they were vintage guys. They wanted this type of stuff. But the people that were coming through just lived in the area and heard like, oh, there's this event going on, whatever, vintage, like maybe I've heard of it. Be prepared, I guess, for whoever comes through. I had my bangers with me in case some people wanted to come through and buy some bangers. But I had a feeling that it was going to be like a lot of people that were looking to not ball out entirely. So I guess vend to accommodate the people that are coming to buy, if that makes sense. Be prepared for any situation. Bring a friend. Get your branding on point, and it's gonna be great. I definitely recommend it. Could not be happier with how it went the other day. As a matter of fact, it was a great event. Thank your host as well. Thank the people that set it up, especially if it's like a free event like the one the other day was. And they're just an awesome time. So yeah, hope that helps, and we'll see you when I make another YouTube video. Thanks, guys.